I am here to eagerly share that about 28 years ago, I was in an adulterous relationship for 8 years. It was a messy situation. It was church faith based driven. That was 8 years of just being very delusional, very haughty. I mean, I was bold enough to walk around this woman every single week. And so now,
Okay.
my husband
Okay.
has a girlfriend
Okay.
and is living with her.
Reborn and relentless, the stories are true. Tanya Jackson bringing voices through. Faith through the fire, watch what they do. This is the season we shine through. Shine through, shine through, shine through, shine through, shine through.
So, welcome, Melissa, to Reborn and Relentless. It's a podcast about women who have rose up from their past situations and gone through the fire, but came out not smelling like smoke and are adamant about being relentless in this new space that they're in. And I know you got a fire story that I would love for you to share with our viewers about your journey and how you became reborn and relentless in this new season. So, would you like to share with us your story?
Absolutely. First, thank you for having me. Thank you for considering me. Thank you for our connection that has already begun. But I'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
You mentioned stories or testimonies that you've been through the fire, but you come out without smoke, without smelling like smoke. And so I am here to eagerly share that about 28 years ago, I was in an adulterous relationship for 8 years. And just for privacy's sake, I won't go into who he is because he is renowned at this point.
Okay.
But it was a messy situation. It was church faith based driven. It was a scandal. It was really bad. And so now, being delivered and becoming a wife, my mission now is just to teach young ladies, like, I don't care how big and bad you are. I don't care how you can flip it and twerk it and all of those things. You reap what you sow.
Yes,
The
yes,
Bible
yes.
says it. The world calls it karma.
Yep.
And what I've learned in my own situation, so let me just go back some.
Okay.
That was 8 years of just being very delusional, very cocky, very haughty. I mean, I was bold enough to walk around this woman every single week. We saw each other every week.
Wow.
And I had no problem with it. I had no conviction, and I came from the church. My mother was fire and brimstone, like she believed.
Yeah.
And one thing she would tell me is, baby, you're going to reap what you sow.
Wow.
So with all of that being said, I walked around this young lady for 8 years, even to the point where after about a year, we actually lived together.
Wow.
And we still were, now looking back, I probably, as the wife, would have killed me.
Wow.
I would have killed me.
Wow.
I would have killed me because the audacity that I had, it was tremendous. How do you walk around someone's wife, and then how do you actually engage with your child and buy gifts and all those things now that are just, to me, downright disrespectful.
Yes.
And I did all those things.
Wow.
And in the process of that 8-year relationship, I lost both my parents. And after losing my mom, I realized, you only can love me privately. You only can support me privately.
Because you needed.
And I wanted outward. I like affection.
Right. Yeah.
Outward affection.
Yes.
And so you only could show me support at home.
Right.
And just losing a mom, your whole world changes. Your thoughts change.
Yep.
So after that, I began to be honest with God.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done drugs.
Yeah.
But I promise you,
This was like
this
a drug.
was an addiction.
Yeah.
And so
I gotta find out first though. Tell us how you met.
Well, we met at church.
Okay, so you met at church.
Yes.
And how did that how did it start? Did it start? Like
flirting, just a little flirting. At the time, I was just coming out of another long-term relationship.
Okay.
Feeling like I wanted to get up under somebody else.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he was
Flirting back.
flirting back, and then 8 years goes by.
Really?
Mhm.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
so start off just flirting, just like saying things.
Well, we were all friends.
Okay, so you were all friends.
And then to add the icing to the cake,
Okay.
I was friends with his wife.
Okay.
So we were all friends.
So what do you think you guys were all friends. What do you think started the attraction? Because
I think it was just two people that were just needy and seeking something outside of the realm of godliness. And for me, it was just, okay, I like this. It feels good. Okay.
Yeah.
We could just keep this. We could keep this whatever, like right here.
Okay. And he was a minister at the time?
He wasn't a minister at the time.
Okay,
no.
so he wasn't a minister at the time.
But and I think, he must have wanted to play around a little bit.
Yeah.
And so two people in a deficit can become explosive.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
So fast forward to losing my mom. Well, I lost both my parents, but after losing my mom, something in me just said it's time. You can't. What else can you lose?
Right.
Before you actually lose yourself while you're still waiting on him to actually get his divorce.
Mm-hmm. So he was telling you that he would eventually. That he was gonna...
You see the papers, and you get hope, and everybody knows about it, but they don't know about it.
Okay,
they know about it,
blind, turning a blind eye.
So you get a little glimpse of hope here and there, but then after a while, it's like, okay, forget what they say. Watch their actions. But so moving forward, I remember praying to God, and I'm like, God, you know exactly how I feel, and this is not something that I can just wake up tomorrow and just walk away from. I need you to take these feelings away gradually. And in that prayer, God made the end of that relationship extremely toxic.
Wow.
When I say toxic, I mean toxic. Toxic.
So before praying for God to release you, at some point were you praying for God to, bring him to you and for him to get a divorce? Because we don't be thinking, be thinking, sometimes praying for the other person's husband.
Absolutely. I was praying, God, let him go. He don't love her. He love me. I don't know why she tripping.
Right.
Just let go. I mean, come on. Let go and let him come on to mama. And so I was praying that. I was praying that. And I'm like, all those things I had to ask God to forgive me for, because I'm like, you were so out of line, out of his will. And had he actually gotten a divorce, my reaping would have been even more tremendous.
Yeah. How do you think you got out of, how did you get in that space mentally of just not even, because, okay, here we are in church, right? And you have those, some sins that are capitalized on and some aren't. Adultery is one that is the main one that everybody talks about. Did you not feel any conviction? Was it as they're preaching about adultery, because most churches, they could love to condemn. Is it, how are you feeling? Are you just letting it kind of go in one ear out the other? Or are you like, that ain't me because I'm his true wife? Or, you get what I'm saying? You have glimpses of conviction. But the delusion and the enemy, the state that the enemy has you in, it outrides and outlives and outweighs those moments of conviction, because all you know is, one thing for sure is he gonna call you to say, let's hook up, or let meet you at the house or whatever. So even after the conviction and the message, your mind is like, yo, but we about to go home and Right.
You know, so your conviction is only momentarily.
Right.
It's only, but it's fleeting. It's just for a little while.
Right. Okay.
And so you're delusional.
That's good.
You're
I like
delusional.
this because a lot of people that go to church think that they can't be deceived. Like,
Oh, you're deceived.
yeah, they think like, no, not me.
Anything that's in that Bible,
Mm-hmm.
anything that's in that word that he tells us not to do,
Mm-hmm.
even down to, cleanliness, all those things, and you're not doing it,
Mm-hmm.
you're being deceived.
Yeah, you're being deceived.
I mean,
you're making excuses.
Mine was adultery, but somebody else is overeating. Gluttony. He talks about gluttony.
Yes,
all that
yes.
is deceit. I mean, and so we live in, and now with the society that we live in is like, do what makes you feel good and forget all of that. So you have deceit on top of deceit on top of deceit, and that but it's all strategic because the enemy's ultimate goal is to steal, kill, and destroy. So if he's got the pile layers of deceit on top of it to get you to that steal, kill, and destroy state,
that's what
his goal. He wants to, and by the time I came to myself, I lost 8 years.
Yeah.
I lost 8 years.
Yeah.
God can redeem the time, but you go through a process and a time of, God forgive me. And then you're questioning, did he really forgive me? Has he forgiven me?
That's the part.
What does forgiveness look like?
Yes.
Oh my God, am I gonna be afraid to be around someone's husband? And like, oh my God, it's a journey. It's a road. It's not, it doesn't just end with okay, we're just not gonna talk anymore.
Right.
Now you have to be healed.
Yes.
You gotta call your soul back. And these are things people don't talk about. And
talk about it.
And for anybody that's committed adultery, I'm gonna tell you, I give you one word of advice. If you can, humble yourself and reach out to that wife and ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
Because that is that is gonna help ease or make that reaping season a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, sisters,
I believe it.
Sisters, I'm trying to tell you, you don't want the smoke of that reaping. You don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want it. And I'm living through that now. So if we get to that point, if we get to that segment here today, we'll get into that too.
Yes,
but
yes.
It's you're gonna, I don't care if it takes 20 years.
Wow.
I don't care if it takes 30 years. I don't care if it takes 50 years. You will not close your eyes on this earth until you reap what you have sown.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
And people say, people, they go at it with me now saying, oh, you're not going through what you're going through right now because of your past sins. Absolutely. We can't take part of the word and make it apply to our lives and leave that other segment out. We can't pray for prosperity. We can't pray for healing and deliverances and more than enough, the land of milk and honey and the law of paying your tithes and all that stuff like that, and then say, but this right
this
here,
don't apply to me.
We ask God for forgiveness, so ain't no reaping. That's a lie.
Yeah,
that's a lie, and don't buy into that because you're gonna believe the whole Bible or none of the Bible.
None of the Bible.
So if I'm gonna be blessed for paying, I'm also gonna reap what I sow.
Absolutely,
because it is what it is.
Yes. So, oh my goodness.
So that was that, and then about 5 years after. And so let me tell you how it happened.
Okay.
At this point, they were traveling, and the normal is to call on your way back and say, I'm on my way home. And so as they were packing to travel, the Holy Spirit said, you pack about a week's worth of clothes. And I went to my sister, my brother, and my sister-in-law's house. So I knew there was something in me that knew that I was never going back. And so when they were on their way back, they called and said, hey, I'm on my way home. And I was like, I'm not coming. I'm not coming back. And I never went back. And so then it came time for me to figure out like my things that I had left in the house, and I hired a moving company, and I said, get what you can in one trip. Whatever you can't get in that trip, leave it. So we left furniture.
Y'all had a place together?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I need to know how deep this was.
Oh, we had an apartment. So after we were together for about 8 years.
Okay.
And after about 7, after about a year, we lived together. So we lived together from year 1 to year 8. After about
Wow.
a year, we lived together until we didn't
Wow.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never went back. They
Never
got
went back.
everything that
I got what they could.
Okay.
And I left a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And I was okay with that.
Okay.
Because I knew that it was time. I just wanted to just
Yep.
cut my
Be done.
losses.
Okay.
So about 5 years later, I knew that it was time for me to reach out to his wife. And, I had a lot of people that could have gotten the number for me and
Yeah.
things like that. But I decided to send her a message on Messenger.
Okay. And you left the church when you didn't go back to the apartment either. You left the church.
Well, I had already left the church that we all went to.
Oh, you left the church?
So I was at another church.
Okay.
We just were still living together.
Got you. Okay. And what made you leave the church? Was it because of that?
It was the drama was getting
It was
high.
getting
It was getting
okay. It was coming out now.
They was coming. They was coming for me.
Really?
Yeah. The crew,
okay.
Yeah. It was coming for me.
Okay.
So it was time to
okay, go somewhere a little bit
out.
safer.
Okay. Just bow on out. Bow
okay,
out.
got you.
So I reached out. And it took months for her to respond back. But when she finally did, she was like, I didn't see this message or whatever. And she said, but if you still want to talk, we can talk. So we scheduled to talk the next day. And she answered her phone, and I just said her name. And I said, I just want to say I'm sorry. And she said, I forgave you a long time ago. Because at this point, it's been now about maybe 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, the coast is clear, definitely on their end, and they seem like they're doing very well and all of the things.
Okay.
And after that, I felt like I hit the jackpot. I felt like I hit the jackpot.
Some freedom there.
I felt like I hit the jackpot. And then I always wondered, I'm married, 3 children, and I always wondered what my reaping would look like. And so now, my husband, has a girlfriend, and is living with her. Yeah. And so, I don't have the grace. I don't think I have the grace to pray for 8 years for him to come home. But you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow,
Yeah.
and you have to just be humble enough to admit and say, Lord, just have mercy on me.
Yeah.
Give me grace to go through this season. And the beautiful thing is he will give you grace in the midst, because although I have to reap what I've sown, who I've become is beautiful.
In the process.
It is a beautiful thing to see where he's taken me, my self-esteem, my love for Christ, my love for other women, because now I can speak on both sides.
Yeah.
I committed the adultery, and I've been committed adultery on. So I give you both ends of it.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. I can say now that this I wouldn't change anything about what I've experienced, because who I am today would have never come about had I not done what I did. And then God take me through my process.
Yes.
So if nothing else is taken away from this conversation, I admonish any young lady, any woman, any man, any teenager, if you are thinking about considering entering into someone's covenant, back out, because you don't have the strength and the stamina to endure. You got to pray for endurance.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I was driving and the Holy Spirit, and I was down.
Yeah.
I was down.
Yeah.
And the Holy Spirit said, this is exactly how she felt.
Mm.
He's gonna, when you reap, he's gonna remind you.
Wow.
It has a name on it. It's got a date, a time, and a name.
Wow.
And you will not, you're not just gonna go through like, oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
No.
You're gonna know
You're
why.
gonna know. Okay,
Yeah.
this is because she cried all night on December 22nd, 2004.
Wow.
Okay, now you crying all night, 2025.
Wow.
He's gonna let you know why it's happening.
Now, before you found out about your husband in the situation with him, with the girlfriend, were you anticipating this coming back? Like, were you like preparing yourself for it? Because sometimes, like you said, you were well aware that this I gotta reap what I sow. You were aware of that. But were you like anticipating that? Like, were you like, okay, I'm just waiting for, because sometimes we don't get to choose how we get it back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wanted to know if you were like, okay, did you kind of know? Did he warn you that this is how you were going to get it back the same exact way? Or when it started, you kind of was like, okay, this is it right here.
I didn't know that I would get it back the very same way.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came, I knew.
You kind of knew.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
And you just decided to go through it gracefully.
And so I tried my best to go through it gracefully. But this disrespect gets,
of course,
it gets heavy.
Absolutely.
It gets really, really heavy.
Oh, yeah.
And so then at some point you have to choose your own dignity.
Yep. Yeah.
And bow out.
Yeah.
And just bow out.
And just bow out.
Just bow out.
So did your husband know about, okay, before you guys got married? Okay. When did he find out?
The streets made sure that they told him, but I told him before the streets did.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So he knew about the cheating.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. And do you feel like, I mean, we know, God allows things, but do you feel like at all him knowing that kind of gave him the okay, or you just think it just kind of just played out like that?
I think that he has a character flaw. I think that that's his character flaw.
Okay. Yeah.
Once things start to unfold and unravel, then you get a lot of unraveling and unfolding. And so this was some of who you were before I even came around. So I can't say that he did this to me because he knew what I did.
Right.
No, this is what you do. And so I just happen to be another player in your game.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Got another question. So how long, first of all, you guys still together?
We're still legally married.
Legally, okay. So at this point, are you, because I'll just give you this example, right? I have a friend who also was in a situation like that, wasn't in the church, but she ended up being in a relationship, adulterous relationship, and being the other woman. And, having a conversation with her now, even though she's not with the guy or anything like that, she ended up having a baby. And I can hear that, the things that she's going through, she's feeling like it has to do with what she's done. So how long do you accept payback, if that makes sense, or reaping before? Because with her, I'm like, you ask God to forgive you, He's gonna walk with you through it. He ain't gonna stop it, because like you said in His word, He says you reap what you sow. So He's gonna help you walk through it. But where do you get to the point where you believe that you've been forgiven and that your future doesn't have to be built on what you've done? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's our conversation now after so many years. Because, well, it ain't been that long, but it's like, my thing is like, okay, yes, you got to go through the, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But at what point do we say, okay, like, restore?
I think for me, I would say that is an individual answer. Everyone has their own journey.
Yep.
And so I think that for me, it was me really reconnecting with God in a way that I had not, consecrating and fasting and just being more intentional and things like that. So for me, I know that I've been forgiven, and I can't say how much longer my season is, but I can tell you that He has dropped a load of grace on me that however long, if there's still more time to it,
you got it.
I'm okay, because I see the beauty for my ashes.
Yeah.
I see who I like. When I tell you my spirit is smiling on the inside, and so he's given me the grace
Mm-hmm.
to endure.
Mhm.
Maybe my season is over and I don't know that yet. Maybe I got 2 more days. Maybe I got 2 months.
Right.
Maybe I got 2 years. I don't know.
Right,
But what I
right.
tell you, what he has definitely done,
Yeah.
he's given me the grace and the strength, and he's given me a powerful testimony in the midst
Yes.
of it. So I'm riding it out.
You're riding it out.
I'm riding
I
with
know that's right.
I'm riding with the homie, so I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I again, I would not,
Mm-hmm.
with all of the nights where I was up and
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't sleep and I
Yeah.
couldn't eat and I was wondering this and the mind games and the enemy speaking.
Yeah.
With all of that, I wouldn't trade a moment of that for who he has made me
Ooh.
to be and who he has called forth in the midst of this.
Mm-hmm.
I've got young ladies. I'm telling you, I see where the
Yeah.
Lord is giving me a testimony where I will be in rooms with young ladies that could already be in it,
Yep.
considering
Yep.
trying to get out.
Yep.
And when they hear my testimony, it'll be like, no, you can't call me no more.
Yes.
Because it's down in my belly.
Yes.
It's down. I'm not telling you what somebody else did.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you from both ends.
Right. That's deep.
I'm
right
giving
there.
you the beginning and the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what it looks like. I'm telling you how it starts. I'm
Yep.
telling you what it feels like, and I'm telling you how it ends.
Yes.
And so a lot of people don't have that story.
No.
They either were cheated on or cheated. I did them both.
Yes.
I know that he's finally given me the voice and the release to now share. And so I'm going to pull women out of the pit.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to pull them out of the pit because I don't want anybody to go through
that.
what I went through. And I thank God 2 things didn't happen. I didn't get pregnant and he didn't get a divorce. Because if one of those 2 things would have happened, I'd be on medication.
But
right
it was
now.
worse.
Oh yeah, I'd be on yeah.
Wow.
Because you have to you pay for each sin. You don't just it's not a bundle.
Can you say that again?
It's not a bundle.
Could you say that
You
again?
pay for each sin. So the pain that
Not
you
a
cause,
bundle.
the pain you cause those children, the pain you cause those in-laws, the pain you cause that wife, the embarrassment that you cause her, the turmoil, all of that is it got a price tag on it.
And
He's not
thinking about
clustering
that.
He's not.
Yeah.
You didn't care when you was doing it.
Wow.
And so now you're gonna have to everything that you done.
Dang.
Even the things that you don't even know you did, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for that. And I don't care. Again, I want to say it again.
Yes.
I don't care how good you twerk it. I don't care if every nigga in the street says you got the most bombest vajayjay.
It don't matter.
I don't care I don't care what you got.
Yes.
I don't care what you got.
Dang.
When it come back. You know how they say, people say your arm's too short to box with God?
Yep.
That's real. You don't have this. All you can pray is, God, give me grace.
That's it.
Because he's not going to lessen the load. He's not going to shorten it. And he's not going to lighten the load. You're going to go through the intensity of that reaping.
Wow.
And so I just say, honey, let it go. let that man go, honey. Because you ain't. And another thing for sure is he ain't even gonna be worth what you got to go through.
No.
He ain't even gonna be worth what you got to go through. It ain't even gonna be worth it.
Oh my.
It ain't even gonna be worth it. It ain't gonna be worth it.
Wow.
But it turned out to be a beautiful thing. There's so many things that are happening. I can't wait to share them. And it happened in my season of reaping.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't turn to the street. I didn't turn to another man. I didn't turn to drugs and alcohol and all the things that the enemy told me to do.
Oh, yeah.
I could have got, I got everything. I got receipts.
Yeah.
I can get phone numbers. I got addresses.
Yeah.
I got everything.
Yeah.
And the world will say I had right. I had right to respond if I wanted to, but I didn't. So now I can sit back and say, although that's what I did, I chose to cling to God instead of all the other things that I could have. And so now I sit back and now I reap in the midst of reaping, now I'm reaping for being obedient.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So I'm reaping twice now.
You're reaping
I'm reaping twice. I did it on this side.
Yeah.
I did it on this side.
Yes.
And now I'm still reaping. I
Yeah.
don't know if that season is over.
Yeah,
God will,
yeah.
I guess he'll tell
He'll
me
tell
when it's
you.
over.
Yep, he'll tell
but
you.
now I'm reaping the integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was like, you need to get outside and you need to find you somebody and you ain't said nothing on Facebook and you ain't never try to reach out to her and you no.
And God was like, shh.
And every time I wanted to, he'd be like,
nope.
and I'm like, God, yo, you playing in my face.
Wow.
Like, God, you playing in my face. You letting them play in my face.
Right.
And you playing in my face because you won't even let me say nothing.
You won't even let me say nothing.
And now I'm so glad I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because the table that he's preparing, can nobody say, oh, she this and she that? All they gonna say is, yo, I think that God she served is real because she didn't never
even come back.
She never even she never came to me. She never said nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm connected to people that are connected to them.
Yeah.
And I still
you still didn't.
So I'm just sitting here now. This is my little table. Yeah. He's already presenting this little piece. He's preparing this table here, and I'm eating.
That's some good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm eating, and I'm so grateful. I mean, my heart is bursting.
Yeah.
Because a year ago, this wasn't my testimony. When I came here last year, I was going through then.
Okay.
And but hoping that it could be a different way.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what God is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just on a new journey. I'm grateful that I'm holding on to my homie's hand, God, and he's taking me through.
It's the leaning on God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, even after you have done the unspeakable, like, still going to him like, Dad, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, could you help? Like, I see what's going on. Thank you for exposing what's going on. Could you just help me through it?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do.
Whatever you tell me to do.
To hush, I'm a hush.
Right.
You tell me to do this, even in my pain, I'm going to do it.
If you tell me to pray, and I even have, I'm not going to say I pray often, but I've prayed for her.
Yeah.
Because I know that the enemy has you blinded. His only goal, whether you are a believer or not, is to destroy you and to shame you. And so I pray for her because 9 times out of 10, we know how this ends. And you're left broken, even more broken, and shattered.
Wow.
And embarrassed and all the things. So I don't pray for her often. I ain't going to sit on here and try to be.
Yeah, no.
But I have.
Absolutely.
I absolutely have.
Yeah.
I absolutely have.
Yeah, well, I mean, you being obedient, I know that God has, put it on your heart too. Yeah. You don't have to be a lot of times. He heard that one.
Right. I did it now. I did it.
I did it now.
Right. We crossed that off.
Right. So what's coming to me is, because remember I said we all have different testimonies in our one big life journey, right? And one that has come to me was when I was dancing in the clubs and dancing for married men, flirted with married men, entertaining married men. And, I wasn't as aware of, I was delusional, right? And then I come home. I just want to do things right. I get married, and my husband cheats, right? Now, because I love God for real, I'm not going to say it crossed my mind that, the things that I have done, but I wasn't fixated on it, but I was fixated on being obedient. So when that happened, I did the same thing. It was like, okay, I need to hear what you want me to do because I know what T Touch won't do. But I want to do what you want me to do. I want to handle this the way you want me to handle this. You know what I mean? And I had to be silent. Like you said, he did release me, but I had to do it the way he instructed me to do it. And even with the girl, she was closely connected, very closely connected. She was actually a really close friend of my sister. And I had reached out to her. Or I don't remember. She might have called me. I don't remember. But I had a conversation with her and didn't say nearly what I wanted to say just because I thought about me. And I said, you know what? She's in a broken place. She's in a hurt place. And this is why she goes around doing this. So I had to, you know, I had to make the choice to give her grace and to forgive her. And that was not easy, but again, God gave me grace and forgave me.
Right.
So it was like, you know, you need to extend it. But that just brought back, you know, that whole situation. Like, yeah, girl, you was out there playing around in people's covenants. You know what I'm saying? You know, thank God it's different in my new marriage. But and I believe that's just me reaping the benefits of obedience.
Right. Yep.
That's so on point. So, you know, you don't have to keep living in it.
Right. Right.
You can decide, I'm not gonna keep doing this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be obedient.
Absolutely.
And so that I can start reaping those seeds.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what I hear you doing and that I've done. So you don't have to stay there.
Right.
Some women in those situations, whether they get tripped up in it, whether they're doing it intentionally because they've been hurt and now they want someone else to be hurt, because I know women like that too. But they feel like that's it for them. They'll never find love. They're gonna keep reaping because they keep sowing. And I've had that conversation with a couple of people that I know who they just keep sowing bad seeds.
Right.
And it's like, you keep sowing bad seeds. What do you think is gonna grow? You gotta sow better seeds. You don't have to keep in this vicious cycle of being hurt and then hurting people and being hurt and then hurting people. You can go to God and let him know, like, I know I wasn't created for this. Like, you got to clean me up. Like, I need to be forgiven and I need to gracefully take my accountability for what I've done and put me on the right path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that I can, you know, live for you correctly.
Right.
So that is just, there's women out here doing that.
Right. I think that it's easy to get caught up in that if you don't get connected to God, because he will tell you. Even now, you know, men approach me and I'm like, "You're married,
right?
I smell it.
I smell it.
You're married, so I didn't go through all this to be nobody's side chick.
Heck no.
And mess with somebody else's husband.
Yes.
So I think that if you want to break the cycle, you've got to get connected to the source.
Yes.
And if you don't, then you'll continue in this cycle in some way. Broken relationships, low self-esteem, another covenant that you have to. People say, "Oh, it ain't you. Everything ain't God. Well, what else is it?
What else is it? Please tell me.
What else is it? Because if it wasn't God,
yeah,
I would have been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Like, I would have lost my mind. Like, no lie, no filter, no cap, none of that. I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
Because the enemy came from my mind.
Yeah.
And so if there's something else out there, then tell me what it is. Because it was only Jesus for me.
Yep.
That's all it was. It wasn't It wasn't work. It wasn't my children. It wasn't trying to get into another relationship. It wasn't anything.
Wasn't the club.
It wasn't the club. It wasn't calling a psychic.
Yes.
It wasn't none of that.
Yes.
It wasn't any of that. It was Jesus.
Yes.
It was Jesus.
Yes.
And I felt him slowly lifting me out. It was a pit.
Yeah.
It was dark.
Yeah.
It was dark.
Yeah.
It was dark. It was dark.
Mm-mm-mm.
You just spiraling. But functioning. I went to work. I took care of my kids. I made sure they ate.
Yeah.
Whatever you needed. But I was still spiraling.
Wow.
I was spiraling. So depression doesn't always have to be you in the
In the
windows
dark
closed.
and- yeah.
And you lost your job.
No, you could
because
be
you're
a
not working.
functional.
No, you could be extremely functional.
Yes.
And extremely depressed. And extremely oppressed.
Yes. Yes.
So
wow.
but when he lifts you, when he starts to lift that burden, he starts to lift that mourning, and he starts to exchange that for joy, it's unspeakable.
Yeah.
I every time, I feel it well up in me, like every so often while we're talking. It's unspeakable. It's unspeakable.
And that peace that surpasses all understanding.
All understanding, because I don't even understand.
Why am I this peaceful?
Like, why?
This doesn't make any
Not
sense.
much about my situation around me has changed, but I have changed tremendously.
Yes.
Tremendously.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Your situation may not change at the moment.
Right.
But if you change, that's really what has to happen.
Yeah. And so I decided that because we're not divorced.
Okay.
I decided to take my focus off of him and them and put my focus on growing and building and striving and leveling up. And in that process, whatever God does, it'll be while I'm moving forward.
Yep.
I'm moving forward.
Yep.
I'm not the same girl. You'll never get that version of me again.
Yep. Yep.
And so I just, I can kind of see where it's headed, and I'm okay with it.
And
I'm okay with it.
Wow.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And just to be transparent and open about it, because it can be, a lot of stuff is done in the dark. So obviously there is a part of it that's shameful and embarrassing, which is that also something that blocks or hinders people's healing because they are afraid to talk about it. But even that's necessary to be open about what you're going through, because if you don't be open about it, right, people can't, whoever God places in your life, or even God, you can't really get the exposure of it to do something about it.
Right.
That delusion takes completely over. And at that point, it's like, okay.
Right.
So I am in awe of your openness about this and your the audacity to keep it real.
Yeah. That's, I didn't go through the hell and the fire.
Yeah.
Not to pull somebody else out.
Yes.
So if I gotta be raw and transparent, if you want me to come on here and give you some more details, play by play, whatever it takes to bring some. If my testimony just reaches one young lady, and I know that it wasn't in vain.
Yes.
And I know that God is a dual God. We go through, we go through whether we've done wrong or not.
You're right.
But He will also take that situation and He'll make something beautiful out of it.
Yeah.
So when He does, it is our job as a believer, as a Christian, as a woman, as an adulterer, as the one that's been committed adultery on. It is our job to witness and to share the good news, because there is good news after all of this.
It is.
There is good. The good news is I've been delivered and I've been set free. I am no longer in bondage of what happened in my marriage.
Yep.
I'm no longer in bondage of what is going to happen in my marriage. I'm set free. So I've been delivered from adultery, and now I'm set free from adultery. So it's my job to share the good news.
Yes.
That's my job.
And can you imagine, I know you can't, obviously, because that's why we're here, but there are people who have dealt with these things and they know people or see other people dealing with this and keep quiet. Like, I can go as far as even saying I went to some counselors, marriage counselors in my last marriage. And I found out later that the very thing we were fighting with, which was the cheating, they experienced it and never told us.
Oh, wow.
And that was very heartbreaking because it's like the very thing we're dealing with, that you could have said,
Right.
oh, we got through this, but you didn't.
Wow.
You kept that. And even that you have to reap.
Exactly. I mean, you're in a position to be a help to someone, and then on top of that, you have a testimony like what they're going through. So why wouldn't you share it?
Exactly.
But then that just shows that there's still a level of there's some deliverance that hasn't taken place.
Right.
Because when you're delivered and you're set free,
you ain't got
you're
a
gonna tell
problem.
it. You're gonna tell
telling
it. You're gonna tell it. So there's still some shame. There's
Yeah.
still a little undercurrent of lies.
Yeah,
and deceit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Can't imagine doing that,
right.
watching that.
And if
not
you're
saying
counseling
anything.
other relationships, you are also you're releasing that deceit and shame, all that you're hiding. You're releasing that into their marriage, their relationship, because you're not being honest.
Yep. I totally agree.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we gotta do our due diligence in the kingdom.
Yes, absolutely. If I see a girl and I be like, I could be in a room. I can be in a room with it could be a room full of people, and I can watch how this one is avoiding this one.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, y'all got something going on.
Yeah.
Or when they can't say each other's name. Like, why you can't say his name?
Yeah.
Like, what's that about?
Right.
So and so. Who's so and so?
Right.
What's his name? I just seen you talking to him. What? Or when y'all trying
Don't play with me. I know.
Like, I see it. I know it. I be like, sis,
yeah.
you better knock it off.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you, knock it off.
Wow.
Knock it off.
That is powerful.
Yeah. I can tell you. I can see it. I can sense it. I be like, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
So what are some of the things, I know some things that you're doing, but what are some of the things that after this, during this process, that God has graced you to still like be able to do, coming out of, sprouting out of what the enemy meant to keep you bound in your business, and because I the confidence, A+.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But what are the things that God was like, okay, I need you to do this even in the pain, and you've done it, and this is what's going on now.
He gave me Dear Sarah. Dear Sarah was, I need some tissue. Dear Sarah, the brunch was September 15th. 15th, 16th, whatever it was.
Okay.
September 1st was a Facebook post that rocked my world.
Okay.
And that's when I knew about this relationship. I remember standing at my job in my suite. September 1st. The brunch is in 2 weeks. And I said, God, what do you want me to do? He said, proceed. And I had to do that brunch broken. But I went ahead and I did it. And so you asked me, what has he given me to do? He gave me Dear Sarah. And so Dear Sarah is going to be brunching in September. I needed to take a little time off because I want to be authentic in everything that I do.
Yes, absolutely.
But I remember it was a Friday. September 1st was a Friday. And I remember standing in my suite and I said, God, what do you want me to do? This is embarrassing. We can deal with anything privately. This is all over.
Right.
This is
a new level.
This is the scrscreenshot era.
Right.
So even if it was taken down within minutes, it was still screenshot and sent all around.
Right.
So this was whoa. What am
Yeah.
I supposed to do? You've spent thousands out of your pocket on this brunch.
Mm-hmm.
He said, proceed.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep on going. So Dear Sarah is so much bigger than what I thought. Dear Sarah is life after divorce. Dear Sarah is life after adultery. Dear Sarah is life after low self-esteem. Dear Sarah is I'm believing God for fertility. Dear Sarah is everything because God kept his promise. He's going to keep his promise. But he sent me as a messenger and a reminder that if he kept his promise for me, he'll keep it for you.
Yo, I didn't get to go to Dear Sarah, but listen, I was waiting for the next one. I know you had to take a break. I'm going to this one though.
This one's gonna be smaller.
Okay.
Because it wasn't that it was too big. It's just that I know that this next one
More
is
intimate.
gonna be more. I want it to be more breakthrough, more me sharing.
Okay.
And it's not in the numbers. It'd probably be about 40, 45 women.
Okay. Yeah.
But this year was September 2025.
Mm,
And I'm ready. In the past, I've always felt like somebody else had to speak or whatever, but I'm gonna speak.
That's how he do.
I'ma speak.
We would try to put other people out. He be like, not this time.
And I'm gonna just keep sharing the same testimony.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a different woman every single time. And then when he releases me to go on to something different, then I will. But I know that he has opened my mouth and given me the voice to share this season.
Yeah.
And why he chose me to go through it, I've asked him why, but I don't ask anymore because I see that he took me through that valley to bring me to where I am now. So I don't ask anymore. I'm like, God, I thank you.
Right.
I thank you that you held my hand through the valley. You lifted me up and you walked me through and you carried me.
Yep.
And now I'm on the other side.
I think the biggest reward is that we get to help somebody else.
Absolutely. Lord, direct me, lead me to her. Lead me
straight to her. That's her right there.
To her. Have her heart just a little open to receive.
Yes.
Give me the words to say. Give me the wisdom.
Yes.
And give me the stamina because sometimes people they're not always ready to receive.
Right.
So help me to be diligent. Help me to remain steadfast.
Yes.
And help me to stay focused.
Yes.
That even if she's not receiving, that I'm still gonna stay on post.
Yep.
And I'm gonna keep on at it until she finally say, you know what? All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But help me to just stay diligent. Help me to just, my stamina.
Yes.
Because I believe that I'm supposed to help somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody. I hope it's somebody's.
No, it is.
But if it's only one,
it is.
If it's only one, and then that one will reach
somebody else,
and then that one, because every generation needs help. And had somebody been in the fire like I had, and had me to pull me out, I wouldn't have been in for 8 years.
Yeah, true.
Because I do believe that when you go through storms like this, the power behind it is to bring somebody out. Like it's like no. I'm not asking you to come out. I'm telling you, you're coming out.
Yeah.
You're coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull you out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand here with you until you come out.
Yeah.
And so,
at that time when you were the other woman, was there anybody in your corner telling you like, "Girl, what are you doing? This is wrong"?
there were.
Okay.
I mean, everybody said it was wrong,
Okay.
but nobody was like on me like,
Yeah.
yo, you going to hell.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
that. Like, I mean, everybody, I knew I was going to hell.
Yeah, but they weren't.
But nobody wasn't like, sis,
breaking it down.
come on now, yo, you got to stop. Or what I've kind of gotten from being on the other side is now I would say to another young woman or young man, I love you, but I can't rock with this. Like, you can't bring me around your situation. So whenever you gone
Yes.
move and shake like that,
Yes.
don't even invite me.
Right.
Like you got to take a
You
stand.
gotta take a stand.
And so that's not what I experienced. I
Got
felt
you.
like most of my friends was like, it's wrong, but
But
all right, we go out to eat.
Yep.
We can go out to eat. All right,
Yep.
y'all. All right, I'll come over for a little while.
And that's more, your actions are more
Yeah.
speaking louder
Yeah.
than what
Yeah.
you're saying.
But I definitely
Yeah.
would be like, nah,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
don't, you can't, that part of your life, keep that all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's also a reaping in that.
Oh, yeah.
If you,
When you
partake in it and you're not really standing up and being
Mhm.
honest and integral,
I've been
your
there.
hands are dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Your hands are dirty.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, again, girl, you went sick just now. I mean, I think it's timely too,
Yeah,
because a lot of women are suffering
Mhm.
on both sides,
Mhm.
the spouse
Mhm.
and the other
Right.
woman.
Right.
And even with the spouses, sometimes thinking that the other woman is heartless, and it's not even
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
It's they just need
Yeah.
and their husbands were the ones willing to step in. And that, the other woman, yes, she's being trifling right now, but she's a woman first. And having that conversation with them, that as a human, as a person, not as, even though it feels like the villain, but not as the villain. You know what I mean? It's huge too. You know what I mean? Some people could do it, and some people can't. They just can't. But yes, they have hearts too, and they hurting and broken, and we don't never know what led them to feel so low that they'll take second or third or fourth or fifth.
I think that what I want to convey to the young ladies is, I get it. You don't even think that you're broken, because you believe, the enemy has you believing that you are the cream of the crop.
That you're just that dope.
You're just that dope. But my take and my way in is, no matter how dope you are, you deserve better than this. There has to be something better than this.
Yes.
Than you being with someone else's husband.
Yes.
Or you being with someone else's wife. Or just knowing that man or that wife, they have children with this person.
Right.
How you don't care about the kids?
Don't care about the kids.
So I just want to come in on, listen, I'm not even coming in on the road or like coming in off the gate like, yo, you the worst, and you a whore. And
right.
No, sweetheart. Do you realize how beautiful you are? Do you realize how worthy you are of being loved openly and being loved pure and honestly?
Yes.
And then on the other side, don't expect him to be faithful to you when he wasn't faithful with you.
Okay.
And so you get this whole, the delusion is real.
Yes,
the delusion
it is.
It's real.
So real.
You're out here, you asking him who he calling and where he at and what he
and
doing.
You decide. Wait, whoa, hold up.
Even if he gets his divorce.
Yes.
He's cheated with you.
He's done it already. Right.
He's cheated with you. So for you to feel like he's going to be faithful to you, you are delusional. You're delusional.
Yes.
You're delusional.
And that's straight from the enemy.
That's delusion.
Yeah.
That's delusion.
Yeah.
And you're going to be, and that's where the torment already starts right there.
Yes.
That's the foundation of your relationship, is torment and torture, because you're always wondering, who's he with? What's he doing? Why?
Yes. Ooh, too much. It's too much.
Too much.
Well, thank God for women like you who have, and then to be able to experience both sides and be able to speak freely with the intent of saving somebody else. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It. I know that our viewers will enjoy it.
Yeah.
So until next time, and I will be at Dear Sarah.
Yes.
I hope, because I know you said it's gonna be more intimate, but I wouldn't get enough of the story.
Yeah.
So I will be there. So
Wow.
thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah. And I just never even thought, like, you know you have a story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you just never know how God's gonna use your story.
That's another part.
Where you gonna tell it at, and who's
Yep.
gonna see it, and
Yep.
who's gonna know. You know he's gonna use
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But like, wow, he's just
Mm-hmm.
placing people in my life. Like, I just want you to come on the podcast
Yeah.
and share with women that some women I'll probably never ever meet,
Mm-hmm.
but they will see this.
But they'll
podcast.
see this, yes, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
For real. Like,
Yeah.
no, she didn't just tell us that.
Right. Honey.
So
I
I
have
think,
no
I
shame.
thank you.
I have no shame
I thank
at
you.
all. Anybody got any questions they want to ask? They want to DM
Please
me.
ask in the comments or DM Melissa.
I promise you, I'm gonna be honest. And that's when you know you're really delivered.
Yeah,
from
that's how you
something.
know.
Because I have no shame.
Yeah.
Because I know that I don't look like what I've been through. I know that I don't look like I was an adulterer.
Who would have known?
I know that I don't, because he cleansed me.
Yes.
And he gave me a conviction. And so now I share it, and they be like, when I tell people, they be like, what?
Yeah, right.
Are you? I be like, I swear,
I
promise you.
For a long time.
And I was raw with it.
Yeah.
I was raw with it.
Wow.
I was raw with it.
Wow. Well, God is good.
Yes, he is.
It's good to be on the other side.
Yes. To make it to the other side. To make it to the other side. To live to see the other side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that wraps this one up.